Hello everybody, my name is BearlyGamer, and welcome to a very special video where I talk about BioShock. Now, BioShock was released today in North America for the Xbox 360 and PC 9 years ago. Long time, and it's crazy to think about. I think I got introduced to the series, I want to say a couple years after that fact. A friend of mine was really into PS3 gaming at the time. I had recently got a PS3 to play Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots, and so I was looking for new games for the system. My friend introduced me to Fallout 3 and BioShock, which both of which turned out to be two of my favorite games now of all time. And for very good reason. Both are excellent games. As you can see, I'm wearing the Pip-Boy shirt. But we're not talking about Fallout today, we're talking about BioShock. Now, what makes this game so great for me personally is, first off, like, the first thing that got me invested into this was the world. The city of Rapture is unlike anything I've ever seen in a video game, and very rarely seen in movies. Obviously, you got the idea of Atlantis, you know, the city under the sea, but never really delved into it in terms of video games, you know. So this was like this was something new. Developer Ken Levine from Irrational Games, he when he created this, he got the inspiration from the writings of Ayn Rand, or Ayn Rand, whatever, however you say that name. Got the inspiration from her writing of objectivism and, you know, the concept of Atlas Shrugged, the whole thing that goes into the idea of the world's greatest minds going on strike and fleeing the world and creating their own. So he really liked that concept. He got that idea from, I think, one of his developer buddies, and he really liked it. He said, "I want to do this. Let's make a video game of this. Oh, this is perfect. I want to do this," because he wanted a reason for why Andrew Ryan develops the City of Rapture and why it exists in the first place. So there you go. Andrew Ryan is looking for a world where people like him can exist, because he feels like he can't exist in the real world. So right off the bat, boom, there's your premise. It's awesome, and it's what got me into the writings of Ayn Rand and reading it. You know, I take it with a grain of salt. I take it, you know, for what it is. But that's what really got me invested into that, and really interested into that kind of thinking, the way of thinking. So this game was very influential on me when I first played it, and now here we are, 9 years later after the original release, and we're about less than a month away from getting remastered versions of BioShock 1, 2, and Infinite. So I'm really excited. I love the franchise for many reasons, some of which I'll go into right now. So first off, like I said, the city, great setup, I love it. The story itself is amazing. I think Andrew Ryan is a very complicated character. Obviously, there are videos already all over the internet. There's a bunch of, I'm sure, essays or theories or whatever about Andrew Ryan, about how much of a, just kind of a sorrowful character he is, a very tragic hero, you know, almost a hero, like an anti-hero, because in the end, what happens, you know, everything goes to hell in his city, and a good chunk of it is his fault, because he overlooked a lot of things, but it was also the evils of Frank Fontaine, so it's really complicated of whether or not you want to like him, you know, because he's clearly a villain, but he's not at the same time. It's a mess. Don't get me wrong, he commits some terrible atrocities. He's not the hero in the sense of the valorous hero, you know, the chivalrous hero. So no, he's not really a traditional hero, but he is kind of a tragic anti-hero in a way. Like I said, he does commit atrocities. He kills his girlfriend, who gives birth to his son Jack Ryan, who is the main character of the game. So anyway, that's all whatever. That's just all backstory. If you want to get into the story, definitely look it up for yourself. But so yeah, story, big, very important here. Gameplay, also very, very important. Not as important, but if you're not going to have good gameplay to go with the story, then you might as well just cut your losses. The gameplay is fun for what it is. It's not a traditional first-person shooter, which are three words that scare a lot of people. I have friends who are adamant against first-person shooters, and I have friends who love them. So, I mean, it's a very 50-50 debate sometimes. So anyway, so I'll go into that and saying it's not Call of Duty. It's not a traditional first-person shooter. It is a story-driven, thought-provoking, like deeply thought-provoking puzzle game, really. When I say puzzle game, there are, of course, several puzzles, all of the same thing, but each, you know, gets more challenging as it goes along. The whole pipe puzzle thing, where you put together, not really pipes, but like these, you know, you connect these, basically connect the dots, and you're trying to get this liquid to go from one area to another. So it's a puzzle-driven game in that sense, and you use that for everything, whether you're hacking turrets or hacking vending machines, or hacking anything really, cameras, whatever. So there's the puzzle element, the gameplay element. Like I said, the shooting is a lot of fun, the weapons you get. I personally love the wrench. I love meleeing people. So you got the wrench, you got the pistol, you got the shotgun, rocket launcher, Tommy gun. So yeah, gameplay is very important here. Also very good. So now we talk about the characters from BioShock. We of course have Andrew Ryan. Next up we have Atlas, who is portrayed as the sympathetic, rebellious, kind of almost a hero unto his own right, a tragic hero who is trying to stir up a revolution against Andrew Ryan, and he recruits you to help him save his family. But it turns out in the end to be, spoilers, Frank Fontaine, who, unlike Andrew Ryan, just has no redeeming qualities whatsoever with his evil acts. He is just a straight-laced, corrupt son of a bitch, just a shyster, a conniver, whatever you want to call him, and he is just the epitome of pure evil here. He really is. And, you know, if you read the book Rapture, that's not even his real name. His name in the book, which isn't even his real name either, is Frank Gorland. But no one but a few of his close personal friends actually know his true last name. So Gorland is even a fake name. So he assumes the name Frank Fontaine. This is all backstory, but he assumes the name of Frank Fontaine from the fish smuggler, Captain Fontaine, who is smuggling fish to Andrew Ryan's men. Frank Gorland, being the, you know, just smooth-talking, slick son of a bitch he is, convinces Captain Fontaine that he's going to be called on for, like, smuggling drugs. He's going to be, you know, there's a warrant for his arrest, yada yada yada. Fontaine agrees to sell to Gorland. Gorland ends up killing him, assumes his identity, yada yada. So he is just a bad man. Let's just get that out of the way. So the point about all this is not so much talking about every little minute detail, but the point of this is to emphasize how important this game is to me and what kind of an influence it left on me. And I could talk about this game for hours on end, but wouldn't you rather see me play it? So yeah, next video I'm going to be releasing after this one, after I'm done talking about, which I am done, you're welcome. Next video I'm going to be releasing, I'm going to be actually playing BioShock. Let's return to the sea and see if it still holds up today. I'm BearlyGamer, thank you for watching.